Welcome to Bob Cargill's Marketing Show, a ridiculously awesome podcast bursting with insightful commentaries and intriguing conversations on the topics and issues that are on the minds of marketers, advertisers, social media, and PR professionals today. Hey everybody, how are you? This is Bob Cargill from Bob Cargill's Marketing Show, and I am recording this live on Facebook, my Facebook group, Bob Cargill's Marketing Show. And yes, hey, that's the name of my podcast as well, Bob Cargill's Marketing Show. Episode 194 from my home office right here in Sudbury, Massachusetts. It's Sunday, December 29, 2024, almost 2025. Almost time to say Happy New Year. I'll say Happy Sunday right now, and I'm going to scoot through. It's a monologue, if you will. I'm going to scoot through for probably 20, 30 minutes. Who knows? Sometimes I say that and I go longer, but I'm going to talk about what I've been doing with regard to marketing and business and activities, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to talk about the Bob Cargill's Marketing Roadshow that we had just a couple months ago, November 8th. And that was so much fun and quite the success, if I do say so myself. I'll talk about that. And I'm going to close today talking about a couple of great ad campaigns I have seen recently and have talked about on my YouTube channel, and we'll talk about with you today. So yes, I am recording this live on Facebook, and at the same time, I'm recording it right here, and that is on my Riverside studio, Bob Cargill studio. So video, audio, we'll put it up on Podbean later on. It will be, again, episode 194 of my podcast, but it's live on Facebook, and I am recording it on video so that I can put it up on YouTube and wherever else on social media. So hi, Debbie, I see you there. Thank you for watching. Hope you can stick around and watch the whole show. I'm recording live for about half an hour, talking a lot about marketing, a lot of what I've been up to the last few months. First of all, let me ask, how are you? I hope each and every one of you is doing very, very well. I hope you're happy, healthy, safe, and sound, and I hope you are enjoying this holiday season. Yes, we're smack dab in the thick of it, celebrating holidays, and I hope you're all enjoying this time. I hope you're having time with family and having time to relax and recharge and invigorate yourselves for the new year, the upcoming new year, 2025. So yeah, I said I was going to talk about some things that I've been up to lately. I'm going to go back in time first, and then we'll talk future, and again, I'll close with some examples of a couple advertising campaigns that I really have appreciated lately. Hey, Nina. Hey, Andy. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you're all as well where you are. So let's get into it. Bob Cargill's Marketing Roadshow. I can't tell you how happy I was to be able to pull that off. And it was on November 8th, Friday, in Boston, and Innovation Studio. And let me say, first and foremost, thank you to Claudia Chica Diaz and Helen Panchansky for doing so much of the work to help pull this event together, where we had well over 100 people in attendance from, 1 to 8 o'clock on Friday, November 8th in Boston. And it was a series of speakers. And I was one of them, but my role was small compared to the role everybody else played, meaning there's power in numbers. And I couldn't have done it without each and every one of the speakers, the volunteers, the attendees. And it was so exciting, so fun. I don't know if you were there. If you were, hey, I hope enjoyed it. And if not, frankly, thanks to Midnight Brunch, they recorded it, and I do have all the video, and we'll be sharing some of it as we go forward in time. But each of the events, the speakers, the panel discussions were recorded. We started off with myself. I talked about social media, kicking things off, and then we had Mark Goldschmidt. He did a great motivational talk, and Kate Bradley Chernis from Lately. She's the CEO and co-founder there, and we talked to her remotely via Zoom, and Jake Handel from Ahoy talked about his extremely inspirational story, as well as the app that helps folks get around town, folks that may be physically challenged. And this is a fantastic app that Ahoy and Jake and Ahoy have founded, developed, created, produced, that I can see being used not just in Boston, but all over the country, all over the world, to help people who might have difficulty getting around. Maybe they're in a wheelchair or on a scooter or crutches or vision impaired, what have you. It's a great app, Jake, and you're a great guy, and thank you so much for being the keynote speaker at my event. And we had, we had 4, I think, different panel discussions. I'm looking to my left. I get 4 screens in front of me. This one, the Facebook Live one, and then 3 monitors, and I'm being recorded in like 2-3 different places. So I'm trying to get my cursor over, here we go, to now I can scroll down to more of the panelists that were at Bob Cargill's Marketing Roadshow. We call it Roadshow. We did it 5 years ago, 2019, and I reached out to Helen and Claudia in June, I think it was, this year, and said, hey, I'd love to do it again. I'd love to resurrect it. We did it out here in Hudson at Out of Office, a co-working space, and I said, let's do it again. And they said, yes, we're in. And I said to myself, careful what you wish for, Bob, because we had to pull it together in like 3-4 months, and it was a sprint, but it was so well worth it. Back to some of the speakers, Jim Panagas, he is an exceptional corporate voice and guy, an exceptional man, exceptional gentleman. Jim, you are a gentleman and a scholar and great moderator. And he moderated a panel discussion on marketing, and he had Jason Shamersman, Michael Granoff, Isla Sibis, and Chris Dunn, and they were terrific. And then we had the Midnight Brunch panel, and again, really special props. Shout out to the Midnight Brunch folks who recorded everything on video that day. It made it very exciting for those who were in the audience, those who were on stage, and made it immortalized the event, if you will. We will have it for till perpetuity, something like that. We will have it forever. Recorded, documented, and I'm so thankful to you, Midnight Brunch. And they did their own panel on creating effective visuals for your multi-channel marketing strategy, and that was Mike Sills, Marco Tullio, Vicki Smith, and Evan Georgopoulos. And Evan is founder and owner of the Barber's Den, and I've looked them up. He was a great speaker, and I've looked them up online, and geez, my hair isn't what it used to be when I was younger. I don't know if I am worthy, if you will, of a haircut at the Barber's Den, but it sure looks like they do ridiculously awesome hair cutting there. And that was Evan Georgopoulos and like I say, Vicki Smith, Marco, and Mike. That was the Midnight Brunch crew. Then we had what I loved so much is students, a panel discussion with students that I moderated, and we called it the next generation of marketers. And these next generation of marketers, these students, ridiculously awesome human beings, were just amazing. I mean, we had from UMass Boston, Rami, we had from Northeastern, we had Shruti, we had Chloe from Suffolk, and we had Leon from MCPHS. And I asked them questions about what they're studying, what they think about social media, marketing, AI, and their future plans. And they are rock stars. Each and every one of them is a rock star with such bright futures ahead of them. Then we had, this kept going on and on. I think there were around 25 speakers altogether, including, panelists and myself, et cetera, et cetera. We had Caitlin Sweeker and Chris Bryan, Andrew Cassidy, and Machiko Andrade talk about social media. That was a panel discussion. So we, again, didn't have just one speaker, one panel discussion. We had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it went on and on. Like I say, let's say approximately 6 different speakers and or discussions, sessions, totaling 20 to 25 speakers, people on stage in total, experts on marketing, on social media, on AI, on business, students studying all of the above, and sharing all that knowledge and expertise with the audience. And again, that was approximately 100 or so, a little bit more altogether, including everybody, volunteers and speakers. And volunteers, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Most of you were college students. I'm guessing 15 to 20 volunteers turned out. Hi, Erin, how are you? And so we had an army of amazing volunteers, about the same number of speakers, and approximately 100 or so attendees in the audience. Could not have been more successful. Sponsors as well, and I am grateful and thankful to each and every one of them. Rob Young, Marketing HQ, thank you, thank you. And Summit Spring Water, thank you so much. And again, Midnight Brunch, et cetera, et cetera. We ended with Duran St. Marie, a student also in one of my classes that I was teaching this fall at Suffolk University, and he sang for about half an hour. And what a great performer, what a great singer. Thank you, Duran. So that was Bob Cargill's Marketing Roadshow, and let me tell you, it made the summer for me, the early fall, and frankly afterwards, I was so exhausted. It went by so fast. Hey Ted, how are you? It went by so fast, and it was so much work, but so much pleasure. Okay, they always say, and I think somewhere back here I have a sign that says something like this. I didn't tell you, it wasn't going to be a lot of work, but I did tell you it was going to be worth it. It's something like that, meaning most good things require a lot of sacrifice. You have to give to get. And let me tell you, we gave, Claudia, Helen, myself, everybody involved, an awful lot, but we got an awful lot and more back in return. And that was Bob Cargill's Marketing Roadshow, which, by the way, I plan to have again in a smaller version early in the new year, thinking like a one-night, 2-hour thing with a guest speaker, networking, etc., somewhere in Boston. We'll do, this is my plan, 2 or 3 smaller versions and then do the big version again next fall. That's what I'm thinking, okay? Things can change, things can fluctuate, things are fluid, but that is my plan for the Marketing Roadshow. Okay, a few personal things, okay? Have to go there. I'm telling you, think what my fall was like with the roadshow, with my teaching, and with what I'm about to tell you. So let's get the teaching out of the way. Again, we're going back in time, and then we'll go forward in time. I taught this fall at Suffolk University 2 courses, Business 101, Business Foundations, and Principles of Marketing. And over at Mass College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, I taught Principles of Marketing. So 3 courses this fall. And that kept me very, very busy. Loved it so much. Loved teaching. Grateful for the opportunities that I continue to get teaching in Boston at the outstanding, exceptional, extraordinary universities where I'm receiving these opportunities. In the new year, starting very, very soon, I will be teaching again at Suffolk University, Principles of Marketing. I will be teaching at Northeastern University, College of Professional Studies, that's grad students, leveraging digital technology. And at Fisher College, this is new, a new school for me, where I'll be teaching. Thank you, Ashley, for the opportunity. I'll be teaching inbound marketing there. So I will be very, very busy, and that's not even including, I expect a little bit more to be put on my agenda as we go forward for let's say late winter, early spring, late spring, early summer, that kind of time frame. So those are 3 courses. There could be 4, 5, who knows. I don't know if there'll ever be as many as 6 like I taught in the fall of 2024. I think that was almost too many, but I did it. I pulled it off. But here's the trade-off for all the work I've been doing, and we'll get to my running too. The running will have to be incorporated into all this. But I had some health situations this fall. I had double, what do they call it, bilateral inguinal hernia surgery. That was in October 10. How do I remember the exact date? But it was. And that put my running on the back burner for a couple of weeks. That's a big deal to me. Mentally, so emotionally, it's very difficult for me not to be active, not to be running. It's my thing. It's my addiction. It's my love. It's my passion. And it's cathartic. It's therapy. It keeps me in shape mentally and physically. So that was not easy. And then I came back. So, I've been still running this fall, just not the mileage I usually entertain, am able to put in. And I came back, and then just a few weeks after I came back, fortunately, right at the end of the semester, I came down with the flu and borderline pneumonia. So that was not fun. And to be honest, I still have that raspy voice you may detect. I still feel like I have a head cold, which is, you're talking 3-4 weeks now. It's been lingering. But I had 2 different antibiotics, and all that seemed to work. And I was back running within a week. Therein lies the rub. I was able to, 2 weeks off because of the hernia surgery, back, very happy with that recovery. Flu, 1 week off, back, and the very first day back, my mistake, but it happens. Yep, strained the hamstring, left hamstring, kept running for about 10 days. Yeah, should not have pushed through it. Finally went to the doctor, and I'll be going to PT starting tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Okay, I will be going to PT. Over here, you cannot see it, but I have my bike all set up like a stationary bike. It's my old Trek racing bike. I put it up on a stand. I'll be doing the bike. I'll be doing lots of exercises. I'll be using heat, getting massages. Hopefully, I'll be back running every day almost in a couple weeks, because I will be running the Boston Marathon once again. Do I slow down? I try not to. There's not, I only slow down when I have to, when something forces me to slow down. I'll be running the Boston Marathon. I did get a number. Thank you, Greater Framingham Running Club and the Boston Athletic Association. And with that number, I'll be running what will be my 20th Boston, my 23rd marathon, 17th Boston for charity, 11th Boston for Christopher's Haven. Ridiculously awesome. Nonprofit organization in Boston, provides housing for families whose kids are undergoing cancer treatment. They come from all over the world to stay at Christopher's Haven. I'm honored and happy to be running the marathon once again for them. So extra pressure, Bob, and great incentive, Bob. Yes, not that I need it, but I love it. Having the incentive, the inspiration of being able to, the opportunity to run for Christopher's Haven and raise funds for them. So I'll be doing that starting very, very soon, meaning the fundraising, putting word out. And again, I got to take care of that hamstring, but been there, done that. I should be able to put it behind me in a few weeks, and that leaves me plenty of time to do the long runs, the training for the Boston Marathon, and that's on April 21. Looking forward to that. Yeah, so what have you heard about? You heard about my teaching. You heard about my running a little bit and my health a little bit. Let's look forward with a couple big projects I'm working on, and then let's close. Yeah, we're looking at 25 to 30 minutes as usual when I do these recordings, my podcast, and those of you who might have joined later than the beginning. This is episode 194 of my podcast. I'm recording it live on Facebook, right here in Riverside, and got my mic here, got webcam, phone, 3 monitors, get it all going on here at the home studio. Not sponsored yet. Could have a sponsor for my home studio. Hint, if anybody's listening, here in Sudbury. And the Marketing Roadshow, that's what I call my company, if you will, Bob Cargill's Marketing Show and Road Show when we take it on the road. And I try to live, breathe, and certainly work marketing, social media, and now AI big time. Speaking of AI, so I told you I teach business at Suffolk. In that course, this fall, we required, not allowed, we required students to use AI, okay? ChatGPT, Google, Gemini, etc. was part of what we discussed, especially Google, Gemini, what we used in our assignments, and we learned writing prompts and doing it individually and then coming together and collectively, not taking by no means verbatim what you get from AI, but using it to come up with something better than you could get without AI. And that's the whole thing about AI. There's a lot of misunderstanding, confusion, lack of knowledge around AI. The more I teach it, the more I see my students learn it, the more I use it myself, the more I appreciate it and realize this is like social media 20, 25 years ago when a lot of people were afraid of social media, the internet in general. People are looking at AI and saying, oh my God, it's going to take away jobs. It's going to, negatively not contribute positively and negatively, have an impact here, there, and everywhere. Well, it, like technology in general, like the internet in general, like social media in general, ignore at your own peril. It ain't going anywhere. It's not a fad. It's not something that's going to, like I say, come and go. It's something that's here to stay and will become more and more part of our lives. So it behooves you, certainly as a professional, to learn AI and how to incorporate it into your job. And as people, citizens of the world, if you will, it benefits us to understand technology and embrace it, because that's how we communicate more and more. And we don't want to be left aside, out of the loop because we don't know technology. So I'm always saying, and that's one of the lessons in my book over here, and that's going to be a good segue, Bob. One of the lessons in my book that I wrote and published a couple of years ago, June 2022 was the publishing time period, to be exact, was embrace technology. I couldn't be doing what I'm doing right now without technology, obviously, and all the teaching I do and all the communications I do, it's embracing technology. It's using all the new means, vehicles, methods of communication, and that way we reach a bigger audience. And I always wanted to, even when I was very, very young, I was always enamored with communications and broadcast media, radio, TV, newspapers. And I had my corporate career in marketing up until 2017, then left full-time corporate and started teaching, and now teaching's become full-time, and consulting and writing and doing all the social media I do. But what I'm saying is marketing traditional is what I went into, embraced technology, got known for, and became an expert in social media, if I do say so myself, not patting myself on the back, just saying how my career evolved. All of that led to my being able to get these opportunities to teach and to be communicating with you. That, to me, is an example of it's paid off. And you apply that to your personal and professional lives, it will pay off. Because if not, I wouldn't be doing half, if not all, of what I'm doing. And I'm going to keep at it. All the days I am on this earth, I will keep at it. I guarantee you. First of all, I'll stay active as possible all the days of my life, and I'm going to stay intellectually active and proactive, should I say, all the days of my life, because that way you don't miss a thing. And I never wanted to miss a thing. I remember when I was a kid in high school, I always wanted to be at the party. I always wanted to have a lot of friends. I always wanted to communicate and be not the center of attention, but somewhat in that sphere, if you will, of where most of the attention was. And it makes me happy. Hey, think about it. It's relative. I mean, this is small time, what I'm doing. Think of what, and I tell my students this, the big, successful, mega successful celebrities, movie stars, TV, actors, artists, music, all walks of life, education, finance, health. These are people who embrace obviously they have to, the latest in technology, and that's how you get ahead and separate yourself from the competition. At the very least, stay in the loop. And that's how I want to live my life. And I encourage my students to live their lives that way as well. I think it's a secret, one of the many, many secrets to success. If you see me looking down a lot, it's because I have notes here. I'm prepared. And we're winding down. We're at 25 minutes. I'd say 5, 6, 7 more minutes. 2 things, 2 side projects. This has to do with AI. I am converting this 265 pages, my book, 20 Jobs, 20 Lessons, into an audiobook. And I'm almost done. And I've been using ElevenLabs. And ElevenLabs is able to give me a professional clone of my voice, if you will. Okay? I tested it a bunch of times without the professional clone, which is more expensive, but well worth it if you ask me. I had done my homework. ElevenLabs is unbelievable with regard to their software and their product. So this voice sounds like me. It is me. I recorded 30 minutes, uploaded it, gave it to them. They turned that into, because I uploaded my book as well, all 265 pages, combined the 30 minutes I recorded of my voice, they turned that into a professional voice clone of my voice, which reads this book in its entirety. And I have it. I've listened to it. I'm almost ready to download it and then make it available to the public. And I'm so happy I did that. That was a goal going into this holiday break. And that's how relatively easy it is. Now, it's iterative. I had to go through many different steps in learning ElevenLabs, doing my homework before I use ElevenLabs, recording my voice. I'm still not done. You know, I got to download it. I want to get the cover attached to it. I then have to upload it places where you put audiobooks so it'll be available to people. But I did it, and that's using AI. Think about that. We probably couldn't have thought about that 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Maybe we could have imagined it. But it is now a reality, a possibility for each and every one of us. That's ElevenLabs. And my blog, which I started in 2004, still writing, is being converted into an ebook. So that'll be my second, and I say ebook, I hope paperback book. So let's not say ebook, into a book. My blog will be at some point I am very confident in 2025. And that's also a lot of work, but it's from 2004 up until now and still going. I write about marketing, social media, AI, business, my life in general, et cetera, et cetera. And that's at thebobcargill.com. That is my blog, but we're turning it into a book, and I'm very excited about that. I hope you are too. I hope you will read it, check it out. And again, you can go see it, look at it, read it right now, thebobcargill.com. But I'm going to package it up, if you will, bundle it together in a nice little package and put a red bow on it, just kidding, there, and make it available. 2 final things I want to talk about, and that is walking in Quincy Market, Faneuil Hall Marketplace, a while ago, saw this store, Rustic Marlin. Apparently Rustic Marlin's owned by, I am prepared. I got it up on my left-hand monitor, just had to move to another tab. It's a home decor and lifestyle brand founded out of love, I'm reading this, in 2012 by husband and wife owners Melanie and Brian O'Neill. What began as a few signs for their wedding has grown into a local favorite business and nationally recognized brand. They happen to have a store at Faneuil Hall Marketplace, and I'm walking around, and I see this big bench, this big chair, adorned with signs, most of which say Boston, you know, big one that says Rustic Marlin. And I did a video about that, and I'm going to explain to you why I did a video about that, because it's a perfect example of marketing in that it's a selfie station. It's a bench, it's a chair on first glance, and you might sit down there and relax. Yeah, that's first thoughts. But the marketer in me says, and whether they thought of this, of course they had to have thought of this. It's a selfie station. What I mean by that, it's a place where people want to take pictures. These are a lot of tourists. in Faneuil Hall Marketplace. And it's like, I'm here. I'm in Boston. I'm in Faneuil Hall Marketplace. I want to take a picture. What a great place to take a picture on this bench with all these signs that say Boston and clever, artistic looking, witty, creative, etc. signs, and a big one that says Rustic Marlin. So it's good branding for the store. It's good branding for the city of Boston, for Faneuil Hall Marketplace, Quincy Market, and everybody wins because the people who sit there and take pictures, again, you're getting to relax too, maybe eat lunch, you just got a nice sub sandwich somewhere or a Dunks, and you sit and enjoy and relax, but you take a picture, and that picture is put up there on social media. It's free advertising for Rustic Marlin. It's great advertising for Rustic Marlin, and it's great thinking on their part, and it's a great gesture on their part because they are helping people to relax by giving them the opportunity to take a load off their feet and sit down in that bench. Selfie stations, your store, your business, your brand. Yeah, put up a chair, put up a bench, or decorate a little area. Ask people to take pictures, encourage them to take pictures that they will want to share on social media, and that's good for you, that's good for them. One more, and this is going to be the last bit I talk about as we wind down at about 31 minutes. Episode 194, Bob Cargill's Marketing Show podcast. The world revolves around you. Don't you forget it. When I was young, I remember hearing, the world doesn't revolve around you, Bob. Because the world revolving around you, when you say that to somebody, it's almost it's like, you're not the center of attention. Don't be selfish and think you are. Don't be self-centered. The world doesn't revolve around you. That's a negative connotation. It's pejorative with regard to that phrase, the world revolves around you. And I remember hearing that when I was young, and it made me, when I hear it and think about it, feel insignificant, unimportant, small. Funny, I was a kid when I heard it, so I was small. And you want to hear the world revolves around you. And in an ad recently, I heard the world revolves around you. And I loved hearing it, and I thought it was brilliant. Because people want to know that the world revolves around them. It revolves literally, well, not literally, but figuratively. It revolves around each and every one of us. We are all equally important. We all equally matter. And we need to feel important. We need to feel that we matter. The world does revolve around us. It revolves around me. It revolves around you. It revolves around each and every one of us. In this ad, and I'm sorry, but I didn't catch the brand of the business. I think it was healthcare. What a great message. The world revolves around you because it's telling its customers we care about you. When you do say that to somebody, they feel good about themselves. It helps with their self-esteem, confidence in themselves, and in what they can do in life. Especially young people, they need to hear that the world revolves around you. Sure, it doesn't just revolve around you, and you don't want to think it only revolves around me. It revolves around me. It revolves around you. It revolves around each and every one of us. And if we all feel that the world revolves around each and every one of us, we all feel good about ourselves. And we're going to be happier, more successful, more positive contributors to society at large. The world will be a better place in which to live, work, and play because the world revolves around you. You, me, each and every one of us. Does the world revolve around? Hey, that is my closing. The world revolves around you. And I want to thank you for listening live on Facebook. Some of you, I see Debbie and Nina and Andy and Aaron and Ted. Thank you. And whoever else might be there or watching the replay, thank you. And those who will be listening on Podbean and elsewhere, listening to this podcast, episode 194, Bob Cargill's Marketing Show, recorded Sunday, December 29, 2024. I'll put it up in the next few days, so you'll be listening to it. Who knows when? Seeing it on video. Who knows when, where? But I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching. I thank you for being a friend, supporter. I thank you for all your love and support. And that love and support back at you. Yes, Happy New Year. We're almost into 2025, last few days of 2024. I hope you have a ridiculously awesome Happy New Year in 2025. And I thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. and I'll talk to you again soon.